Good morning, students. Welcome to our computer class. In today's class, we will learn file handling, the operations on file in Java. Now, before that, we need to know what is file. File is a collection of data which can be saved in any secondary memory. Generally, we save our file in hard disk. In Java, we can handle two types of files. One is text file, another one is binary file. So let's start. Now, to handle file, we have to use stream. What is stream? Stream is a channel through which data can be transferred from one file to program and from program to file, or from one device to program and from program to another device, like from input device keyboard to program and from program to output device, or from input file to program and from program to output file. The stream classes can be used for input and output purposes, and they are contained in java.io package. That means we need to include java.io package in our program to handle files. There are two types of stream classes, byte stream classes and character stream classes. Byte stream classes are used for byte oriented input output, and character stream classes are used for character oriented input output, means text input output. Byte stream classes can be categorized into input stream classes and output stream classes, and character stream classes can be categorized into reader classes and writer classes. That means for byte oriented input and output, we need to use input stream class and output stream class. And for character oriented input or output, we need to use reader class and writer class. This is one diagram. See here, this is my program. Here my program is accepting input from keyboard through standard input stream. This is the channel through which this input will come from the keyboard to my program. And from my program, the output, generated output, will go to the output device through standard output stream. But instead of taking input from keyboard, we can take input from input file. So that time the channel is file input stream, not standard input stream. And instead of sending the output to the output device, we can send the output to a file. That means we can write the output to a file. And that time we will use file output stream channel. Operation on file. With file, you can perform various operations on them. One is obtaining input from file. Another one is writing output to the file. Obtaining input means file input, and writing into the file means file output. This type of file operation can be performed in both type of files, character file and binary file. Character file means text file, the file that can store character as per specific character encoding scheme. For Java, it is Unicode. And for byte files, the file can store data in machine readable form, means in binary form. Then buffering. A buffer is a temporary storage area used to hold data until enough has been collected, and that it is what transferring. That means it will keep on collecting the data from the input device for input buffer, and when the buffer gets full, the buffer full data will be transferred to the program. For output also, the output will keep on sending to the output buffer, and when output buffer gets full, that output buffer will send the data to the output device or to the output file. Buffering can be used for both input and output. Two types of buffers are there, as I told just now, input buffer and output buffer. Input buffer stores input data and output buffer stores output data. Now we will start file handling. Output to text file. Text file means file having .txt extension. Here we need to use three classes: file writer class, buffer writer class, and print writer class. First, file writer class. We will create one object of this file writer class, and the constructor of file writer class takes one parameter, that is the name of the text file, which we will write in double quotes because the parameter type is string. See here, file writer, fout, any name you can give as object, then equal to new file writer in double quotes the text file name. The file writer object creates an output stream using the default encoding scheme. So here this fout is an object which has been created for an output stream. Then we have to create buffer writer object. So buffer writer object will actually create the output buffer. The syntax is buffer writer object name bout equal to new buffer writer. Here we have to pass file writer object so that that file will be linked with this buffer. A buffer writer object creates a buffer for the stream created with file writer. And at last we have to create an object of print writer. Print writer object name pout equal to new print writer. Here we have to pass the object of buffer writer. So this print writer object is responsible for writing characters to the text file you linked with file writer object. That means this print writer object will send the output to the output buffer, and from output buffer it will go to the output file. See here the diagram. This is my program and this is the file on hard disk. Print writer object will print the data to the buffer. Buffer writer object will send the data to the file writer, and file writer will write the data to the file. In print writer class, we will get print and println function to write the text. You know the difference between print and println. So we have to use the object of the println class to use print and println function for writing. After writing everything, we have to close the object of these three classes: println class, bufferWriter class, and FileWriter class using close function. But if we don't use this close function to close them, automatically they will be closed when objects will go out of their scopes. This is what sample code has given: import java.io.start to include IO package in the program. Then this is the class. This is the string variable to store the name of the text file, names.txt. Then input stream reader and buffer readers are used for keyboard input. The main function, try block, catch block. In try block, one FileWriter object has been created, then bufferWriter object, then println object. So in FileWriter, file name has been passed. The file name is this string variable whose value is names.txt. That means names.txt will be the output file where we will write the output. This is the loop which will execute 5 times, where we are asking the name, enter name. We are reading name from keyboard and we are writing that name to the file. See, out file. Out file means println object dot println, and we are passing the value which has been accepted from the keyboard to the output file. So that means in that names.txt, 5 inputs name will be written. See here. And if any exception comes due to the wrong input in try block, this catch block will handle that. It is accepting that error information and it is displaying that error information. System.err.println. ERR for standard error device means monitor. But through different channel, this error message will reach to the monitor. Then appending text. Now in this case, every time whenever this object will be created, the file name which has been passed, it will check whether the file is present or not. If the file is not existing file, it will create the file by that name, and if the file is present, it will override the file. That means the existing contents will be removed and the new contents will be written. But if you want to keep the existing contents and the new contents you want to write after the previous contents, what you will do? You have to create the object of FileWriter using another constructor which can take 2 parameters. First parameter is the string, that is file name, and second parameter is true, which will create the object and open the file in append mode. That means after that, whatever you will write, that is going to be added at the end of the file. Here FileWriter fout equal to new FileWriter, name of the file, then true. That means your new data will get appended to the file. Make these changes to rerun the above program and see what happens. Now we will learn how to take input from text file. For that we have to use 2 classes. One is FileReader class, another one is BufferReader class. FileReader class takes the name of the file, means the input file, from where the program will take the input. The syntax is FileReader object name fin equal to new FileReader, then within double quotes the name of the text file. The FileReader object creates an input stream using default encoding scheme. And then BufferReader. BufferReader syntax you know, BufferReader object name equal to new BufferReader. Here we have to pass FileReader object like fin we have passed here. So this BufferReader object creates a buffer for the stream created for FileReader. Now we can use readLine function or read function of BufferReader class to read input from this input file. Plus here also we have to close these 2 objects, BufferReader object and FileReader object. But how long we will read the input file? As long as data is present. When cursor will reach at the end of the file, that time it cannot read anything. Using readLine function, it will return what? Null. So we can check whether the readLine function returning null or not. Until we get null, we can keep on reading. So this way we can read inputs continuously. While txt is a string variable equal to bean.readLine. Bean is what? The object of BufferReader class. We are using readLine function to read one by one line from the file. After reading each line, we are checking that line is not equal to null or not. When it gives null, that means when control reaches to the end of the file, that time it cannot read anything because no more data is present. So it will return null to this txt variable, which is not equal to null. No, it is equal to null. The loop will terminate. Before that, the readLine function read all the lines from the file. So this is the code. Main function, FileReader object, file name is names.txt, BufferReader object, where the FileReader object has been passed as a parameter for the constructor, then string text I equal to 0, while text text equal to file input. File input means BufferReader object dot read line. It is reading the line as input. Not equal to null, we are counting I plus plus. I's initial value was 0, so first time when loop will execute, I becomes 1. So name 1, see here, name 1, and it is displaying what? the value of text, which is the first name that was present in the first line on the file. Then next time when loop will execute, it will read the next line, which was the second name, that will be displayed with name 2, because here we are increasing the value of I every time inside the loop. So we have learned text input and output. Now we will learn binary input and output. Output to binary files. So binary files means data will be handled in binary form, means machine readable form. For output to a binary file, we have to use two classes. One is file output stream, another one is data output stream. First, file output stream object we have to create. File output stream object name fout equal to new file output stream. In parenthesis, the parameter is string, which is the name of the binary file. Generally, binary files extension name will be bin or sometimes dat. So your data.bin. Within double quotes we have to pass it because this is string parameter. Then data output stream object. Data output stream object name dout equal to new data output stream. Here we have to pass the object of file output stream, which is fout here. After that, we can write data to the file using either write function or flash function. The write function writes data in byte form on the file, and flash function writes all the buffer data on the file in one go. So here, these are the write functions. Write bytes will write this byte value which is given here as a parameter to the file. Then write int for int value, write float for float value, write char for char value, write bytes for string value, write UTF for Unicode transform formatted string value. Then write short for short value, long for long value, double for double value, boolean for boolean value, and write chars for string value. But one difference is there between write bytes and write chars. Write bytes write the full string at a time, but here character by character. Here also you can close this object using close functions, dout.close, fout.close. This is the code. Class name is binary output. This is file name, dat file means binary file, stu.dat. Input stream reader, buffer reader for keyboard input, main function, one integer variable to store roll number and float variable to store marks of a student. Then file output stream object, data output stream object. The loop will execute 5 times. Here we are asking for roll number and marks. User will type roll number and marks, which we are reading in RNO and marks variable respectively. Then we are write the value of this RNO and marks using these two write functions. RNO was integer variable, that's why write int function has been used here, and marks was float variable, that's why write float. Then close. So 5 times this loop will execute to read 5 students roll number and marks and to write this roll numbers and marks to the file. Here also we can pass the exception if any occurs to this catch block to display the error information. Now input from binary files. For that we have to use two classes, file input stream and data input stream. File input stream object name equal to new file input stream, the binary file in double quotes because the parameter type is string, stu.dat. So this will create file input stream object and connect that object to the existing binary file stu.dat. If the file is not present, exception will occur, file not found exception. Then data input stream object name equal to data input stream, the object of file input stream as parameter. It connects the file input stream object with the data input stream. Now here in data input stream class we have these functions to read data from the file. Read bytes to read byte data, read int to read integer data, and it returns that int value only. So these are non-void functions. They return the data, what data they are reading, in which form they are reading. Read char for character reading, read boolean to read boolean value, read line to read a string full line, and read UTF for UTF string. The input stream is automatically closed when end of file is reached. How long we will read? Well, control will reach to the end of the file, and that time it cannot read anything. One exception will occur, which is called EOF exception, end of file exception, which you have to trap. How to check EOF? See here, this is the technique we will follow. We will declare one boolean variable EOF, any name you can give, and initialize that variable by false. Then while not that variable means not the value of that variable, which is false, so not false means true, the loop will start. Then inside the loop try block where we will read the data from the file. And when it cannot read anything, it will generate exception which try will throw and catch will handle. So in catch, we will handle what type of exception? EOF exception. So you create one object of EOF exception E, and then here what to do? You assign true to this EOF variable. That means next time when loop will go to execute, it will check the value of EOF. Not EOF means now it is true, not true means false. Loop will terminate. So that means when control will go to the end of the file, for that EOF exception, the loop will terminate. See, this is the code, class name, this is string file name to store the binary file name, then main function, boolean EOF equal to false, file input stream, data input stream in try block. In that try while not EOF. In while loop, another try and catch block. In try block, we are reading roll number and marks from the file. So roll number in RNO variable and marks in marks variable. Then we are printing. And this is EOF exception, which will display a message end of file. Here we can use system.err.println also. And EOF value we have to change by true, so that next time this while loop will not execute. Then catch, IO exception. This is for which try? This try, outer try. When this catch block will execute, if the file is not present, then file not found exception. Because this file input stream and data input stream object has been created here in outer try. That's why the exception which will occur due to the missing of the file will be handled by this catch block, file not found exception. So we have learned character oriented input output for text file and byte oriented input output for binary file. So today up to this much. In our next class we will learn string tokenizer. See you in our next class. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.